Guys, we had a really great weekend last weekend, and we all got to catch some really great baseball, and it was for the World Baseball Classic. It was March 11th through 15th at Chase Field, and we all got together and really saw not only some spirited baseball, but some bonding baseball. And these were all the games. Now, Cowboy Jack, myself, let me back up. So I only saw Saturday, but Kevin, you went to Sunday and games on Monday.
I went
correct?
to the afternoon game on Sunday and Monday. Yes. So
wow.
I did 4. I did 4 out of 6. Just because I couldn't get in that Mexico-US game. Tickets were getting up to like $400, something like that. I'm like, wow. Oh, forget that.
Yeah.
I chose to hang out with Cowboy Jack and his family. Sorry, Jack.
No worries. I'm gonna go back a day. On Friday, Kevin drove from Anaheim, California to Phoenix, Arizona, and
Peoria,
Arizona, and went to 2 games Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, 1 Monday. That's a road dog, dude. Mad respect.
Totally.
I'm no Brad Penny, but I can be a road dog. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and yes. Euchre's still looking.
Yeah,
he was in WrestleMania 3 and 4, but 3 was his best appearance for sure. Actually, I think he was looking for Vanna White in 4 because remember he actually left the booth to go find a Fabulous Moolah.
Oh gosh, I forgot about
in 3. I
got my Moolah.
That's how old I am. I actually remember that. So guys, like the cool thing about going to these games now. Kevin and I have gone to other World Baseball Classic.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the one in San Diego. We saw the Adam Jones amazing catch.
Yes.
We went, and then they had like the finals at Dodger Stadium. And I actually went to the 2009 final against Korea and Japan. Again, these are so awesome because they have just a definitely a different feel. And these were our seat. I technically these were our seats, but we could have sat anywhere. But we decided
not on that lower level there, sir.
Not in the lower level, but we
can go. Yeah,
this is where we love to sit because we can see the whole field. We can stretch out, we can talk, and we can have fun. And but these are such bonding games. And later on. This is when we first started out. We actually went around. We got to sample all the different varieties of things at the game. Actually, when I first got to it was the Mexico-Colombia game. There was an hour line to get in. I'm like, oh my goodness! Like it's not like this at Chase Field ever. So
no. Dude, I went to the Cubbies are a big deal here, and I went to a Diamondbacks Cubbies game, and I walked right in. Like that never happens, man.
Yeah, totally. So we definitely checked out. Like we took that time to like walk around and see things, and then we just took it all in. We didn't put any pressure on ourselves, and then we let the lines die down a little bit. We just got right in.
And luckily for me, I got there a little later. So by the time I met up, we might have gotten a line that someone made up because we see like hundreds of, if not 1,000 people waiting to get in line. And someone we were inside in like 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, let's just go with it. And we were in, and that Colombia Mexico game was a heck of a game. Colombia won, I think 5-4.
That's right.
In 10 innings because they do the ghost runner rule as well, unfortunately. But a real fun atmosphere. If you get a chance to watch a game like that, the Mexico game's been exciting. Like people are really loving it.
Yes, totally. Thank you for joining, John. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, and thank you so much, Ian. We actually, and in between games, we met up with Cowboy Jack Durango at Huss Brewing, which is actually walking distance from Chase Field. I had never been there. You had been here, right, Kevin?
No, actually, I hadn't. I just happened to just look up what the nearest brewery was, and this is it. I'm like, oh, perfect, it's Huss. I've been to Huss. Jack, you haven't been to Huss at all, have you?
I've never been to a Huss. It's one of the bigger boys in town. I've had a lot of Huss beer.
Yeah. I think I had one before.
They make really, really great beer. but I've never made the trip down there, and I'm so glad I did. I mean, we got to meet a very interesting person. I got to have a couple beer skis with my brothers before a game, dude. It was solid time down there.
Jack, do we tell that story?
We do tell that story as we're sitting right after we took this photo. We're commiserating, we're fellowshipping, we're talking.
I mean, Jax is being the full-on goodwill ambassador of the Baseball Brew Crew.
I'm goodwill ambassadoring, and I struck up a conversation with the gentleman next to us because he had on a Boston shirt, Boston Red Sox. Well, Boston Red Sox suck. We don't like them. We're not fans. So I started heckling him a little bit, giving him a little bit of the business. And man, he stayed right in there and started coming back. And through the conversation, he let us know that since 1980, he's been at every Cooperstown, never missed one.
Yeah, he went to the Hall of Fame induction. And me, because I'm Rain Man, he said 1980. I'm like, because one of my favorite players, maybe my favorite player growing up was a guy named Duke Snider, played on the Brooklyn Dodgers, LA Dodgers. And I was like, oh yeah, 1980. That was the year that Duke Snider went in. And then he said, well, a highlight of that weekend was Cowboy Jack.
I peed in the urinal right next to Duke Snider.
Wow.
That was the man's baseball story, and what a great baseball story.
That's it. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. So
they've been going every year since 1980 to the induction. So that's 40 plus.
That's at least 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And is it normal for breweries to be placed next?
They sure try to.
Yeah,
it's a good business move.
Exactly. So, and I didn't even know about it. So the fact that Kevin found it was actually very interesting. I know in San Diego, there's a whole bunch of them like littered around.
Like if you go to Petco, literally outside one of the gates, there is actually a stone location, like right there. And there's a couple exceptions, like but the way Dodger Stadium is on a hill. There's not going to be something that close, but there's a couple bars within, like, I want to say, like, what, 3/4 of a mile or so? But if you're walking, you have to walk up that steep hill. Yeah,
it's about a mile walking. Yeah, for sure.
But almost everything else, from the ones I've been to, there is if not a brewery, there's definitely like a good bar close by. You can find something good to drink.
Yeah,
because it's a great business spot for them, and also. For any basketball fans, the Phoenix Suns arena is literally like a block away from Chase Field too, which that made it too because there was we went Saturday night and also there's a Suns games at Saturday night as well. Right. So it was hopping.
Yeah,
and at Parabellum, the baseball stadium is directly downtown, and downtown Phoenix is kind of the hot spot. So you've got all the cool restaurants, a lot of breweries down there. They built downtown basically around that stadium. And so you've got amazing options. Just you walk 12 minutes and you're going to be at the best breweries, the best restaurants in town. So
yeah, like Seattle has a whole bunch of like breweries around there. Colorado, Oakland, not so much.
Pittsburgh has a couple across the street.
Pittsburgh, Boston, New York, not so much, but there's always places.
Guaranteed rate field where the White Sox play. No, that's one of the only ones.
No, but inside they have like great ones, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Wrigley, I don't know if there's a brewery, but there's plenty of little like local spots.
Right. It's a lot of like pub, like tap rooms and stuff like that for sure. And so we met up with our friends Alan Jepson and Shane Barclay, and from Japan Ball. So Shane actually works for the World Baseball Classic. Alan was on a super like nerdy trip.
He's still there.
He's still here. He's still. I think he's here for another 2 days.
Oh, he's actually. Did you get to see? Did he reach out to you today? Because he went to Peoria earlier today, Jack.
He did not. He did not. He knew I was working. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it was great to see both of our good friends of the show and good friends just in general. I mean, these guys are super, super sweethearts. And anytime that we can go out and meet with them, and I love, we will definitely make the time to do it. I love Ellen's shirt, Baseball Bucket List, new friends. I'm going to Houston. They're actually a Baseball Bucket List is actually out of the Dallas, Arlington area.
Yes.
So definitely check them out. It's sad to see that the USA beat Canada pretty bad yesterday, but
this pool has been just like a wave, like of ups and downs. It's like it hasn't been very predictable so far.
Not at all. Like just when you think like the USA is like out of it, they don't care. They win by a lot. And
they just destroy Canada after they had trouble Great Britain for half a game, and then they get destroyed by Mexico. But I saw Mexico lose to. We saw them lose to Colombia. It's like,
they didn't play well.
I saw Colombia lose to Great Britain. Like what?
Well, let's talk about. Well,
before we move on, I just want to say go back in our archives for any new viewers, listeners, and check out the interviews that this show has done with Shane from Japan Ball. Yeah. Super interesting stuff, super charismatic, nice guy. And we've also done, I think, 2 to 3 happy hour specialty shows with the big hurt Alan Jepson. Great friends of the show. They're great. Dude, please go back, watch those episodes because they're great guys.
Yeah. And I'll add our last interview was actually with Anna from Baseball Bucket List along with Shane. So everyone's coming together.
Yeah, and so we this was us at the USA Great Britain game, and my brother Adam showed up. Poor decisions. He was in
poor decisions, dude. Adam Mondragon. Let me just tell you. So I'm a little Rocky Mountain High, just up in the stadium, just enjoying the baseball with my 2 brothers. We're having a good time, and poor decisions, who I've never met face to face. This dude that's sleeved up tattoos with the necklace on, the chest tats, comes storming up the stairs, and he's like, "Hey, you're in my seat. Get out of my seat." And I was like, I'm because I and then he just starts, he does the wah, and it all falls into place. Like, good dude, the good brother shows up, man. I thought I was going to get beat up. Luckily, made a new friend. How you doing?
Yeah, Adam.
I saw the glow on your face, Michael, as Adam was up the stairs. I'm like, oh, it's almost like you gave me the little Iggy. I'm like, I think I know what's about to happen. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And every time he looked at me, he goes, "Wow!" I'm like, well, definitely know who I am. Well, I look like a mini in this photo.
You
actually look like, right? Yeah.
Am I standing or am I? Oh no, I'm sitting on the chair. That makes me look even smaller.
You're in the land of giants for sure. So I actually was born in Phoenix, Arizona, John C. Lincoln Hospital for those who care. And I actually moved to LA in 97. And so growing up in Arizona, there's a thing called, well, they now call them a haboob. But it's actually, the windstorm, the dust storm that comes through.
Yeah, it's a dust devil. It's a dust storm.
The dust devil. That's right, dust devil. So when I saw Adam walking up the stairs, I just braced because I knew what was coming. And
dude, he came up the stairs like the Tasmanian devil, like he was doing tornadoes, and I was like, this guy's gonna punch me in the face, right? And he put on like the tough guy voice, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get stabbed tonight. Like, it would be just my luck to be like dialing the wife, just like, babe, can you come get me from the hospital? I got stabbed. I was in this guy's seat apparently. How you doing?
Yes, and Ed met him at a formal event.
I don't remember that formal event. I might have met him in passing, but I don't remember that event.
No, that
I don't remember much of that night.
Yeah,
maybe fortunately, Ed had to drive me home that night. It was rough.
Yeah, my mind's a little unclear about what that event was as well.
I don't blame you.
Going back to this game, like this was my first baseball experience. Go ahead, Kevin.
I'm sorry to pause, but this is the game you didn't see, Jack. So this is Colombia against Mexico City, and we joked that why is that guy wearing a helmet? You would think his hair is going to be enough to be sufficient to protect him from anything that's going to come his way.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see Jason Momoa branching out and playing some baseball, dude. I like it. But the USA Great Britain game, dude. Guys, this was the first time I've got to experience live baseball with Kevin. The first time I've got to experience live baseball with Michael and Kevin together.
Right.
And It's a trip, dude. Like I was just I kept saying like this is Trekkies for baseball because that's a compliment because the level of fandom that you guys have for baseball is such a beautiful, pure love. And to be able to not only experience it through your eyes, but firsthand.
Wait a minute.
That ranks up, dude. That ranks up there with one of my favorite nights of my life. It's just such an amazing, beautiful experience. So thank you so much for including me in that.
Oh, thank you.
It makes me more of a baseball fan to just experience that love of that pure love of baseball. And it couldn't have done it with better guys. Well, so cheers,
Jack,
brothers.
Thank you.
Jack, I got to add, I know you were marveling at watching Michael and Big Alan Jepson were just – They like you wouldn't even know they're watching the game. They're just like you could just see them just talking and having a real time just talking ball.
They were talking constantly the entire game about other baseball games, but at any point in the game, they would just do a quick breakaway like, "Oh, 3 RBIs, huh? Right on," and just they'd go right back into it. Like Michael's there with Poor Decision, his brother, and he's at the same time catching up. Like, "Oh, how are the kids? Okay, cool, kids are good, right?" No, 2 RBIs. Wow, this is a game. Anyways, Alan, so in 1974, like it was beautiful to witness. I just sat back and marveled. Like dude, I'm so much more of a baseball fan after this weekend. I'm to the point now where I was listening to a baseball game today at the gym, listening to a game.
So
finally,
so those of you who if you have taught, there's something that I don't know if Michael turned on to me or not, but there's a YouTube channel called Classic Baseball on the Radio. And literally they have like radio broadcasts going back to like the 1930s. They have like, I want to say, I don't know how many games, but I'm sure it's like 1,000.
It's fantastic.
Like I did the very first All-Star game in 1933. So, that was like, it was like home. It was just like the other days.
Yep.
Back in my, 80s?
Yeah.
But still, besides the point, but it was just, it's this great thing. And I turned Jack onto it. Jack's actually listening to the games now. Look what I turned him into. But I can tell you this much, if you're going to go to these games, don't be in a rush because almost every one of these games would take it is definitely longer than a Major League Baseball game. And I think it's partially because there's a restriction on the amount of pitches guys can throw. If you look at the rosters, there's something like 15 pitchers on each team, something like that. It's crazy. Right.
And that was Shane's job during this World Baseball Classic. So he was working for them. He actually had to calculate pitch counts. He actually had to make sure that different things on the field were the angle of the mound and, different things like that. And he actually had to do a lot of stat keeping. So that was his job for this tournament. And that was super cool. And we were looking at this, Trace Thompson, a hero for Great Britain.
Michael,
yes.
Did you know that he's a longtime close personal friend of mine?
I did not know that.
I met him the same time. I met him the same day I met my other great friend on Team USA, Nolan Arenado.
No,
I met him once for 5 minutes. So friends forever,
You're on the Christmas card list.
Of course.
Trace Thompson, one of my – I got 2 new favorite baseball players. Randy, I can't pronounce his last name.
Arozarena.
Andy Arozarena, Randy Arozarena, and Trace bleeping Thompson.
I was dropping F-bombs for this guy.
The king, dude. The king of home runs.
Oh, good. I'm glad you have that because they definitely did that.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the fun of it too. So they're playing under like 2022 rules. So it's like no pitch clock. You can actually, there's a pitcher that you saw, Kevin, that was like, had this crazy windup that would be totally illegal this year.
Yeah. It was just like, he's literally like doing like faking out, like he's getting ready to start. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
So crazy.
And
I do have to say that I have been through a pretty nasty child custody case back in my day, long ago. And this game Saturday night was longer than that. It was a long game, and I think I saw like 74 different pitchers for combined. It was
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
So it was a long night of baseball, but what a spectacular
more
night.
time for us to hang out together. Right?
And mind you, that was 9 innings. I went to Great Britain against Canada on Sunday that went 7, and it went like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just crazy. And Cowboy Jack, I'm going to test your memory. We're talking about Trace Thompson, who's affiliated with the Dodgers. His father is – so the reason I got on this team, and just to make sure people don't know, the standards of this is you would hear like Trace Thompson. Is he from Great Britain? No. But the rule is if you have a parent who is from that country, or in this case, his father is former Laker Michael Thompson, who was born in the Bahamas, and that's part of the Great Britain Empire.
Wow.
So that's how he got on this team. Cowboy Jack Durango, do you remember?
Yes, sir.
All right, Trace Thompson's brother. Come on. Who is that?
NBA superstar Klay Thompson, baby.
Good job remembering that. All right.
Yep.
There's a lot of other fun ones like that where it's just like, wait, what?
Yeah, there was like the Eastern European electrician that was like throwing pitches. Like, it's great.
So I'm sorry, we're going to go on these crazy sidebars. If you can look up some of these stories, but there was a guy on the Czech Republic who's an electrician, and he struck out Ohtani in the game against Japan. It's crazy, some of these stories. Oh, here you go. Oh, look, there's Stone Cold.
I love with all these characters. That's who you saw first.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
but that's the fun of this. It became this whole like it's bigger. It's bigger than a regular season game in April. You know, it's like there's a lot of pageantry, a lot of fun stuff, and all this, and people dressing up. You know, and definitely,
bro, I've never seen people happier than the fans of Team Mexico when Mexico put a shellacking on Mike Trout and Team USA. Those fans were having the time of their lives.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Parabellum. I mean, he's going to take my job. Like.
So what's interesting too, though, is you see like these guys able to do these get-ups, and you would hear people were able to bring like drums and things like that. And that's great they can do this here because you can't do that in Major League Baseball games.
Right.
You couldn't do that stuff. That's what makes this so much more fun. It's a shame we can't. Well, even if we allowed that, I doubt anybody's be doing that kind of stuff in Major League Baseball games. You know, you know what? The Thundersticks. Come on.
Yeah.
Guys, I was so excited to see Mike Trout Saturday night, and then man, I was more disappointed than my wife on her wedding night, dude. That was right.
Wait, which marriage? The first one or the second one? Oh no! Where's the buzzer?
Dude, I was severely underwhelmed.
The buzzer for you.
Mike Trout, Paul Goldschmidt, who's well past his prime, was killing it out there. But Captain America Mike Trout was a letdown for old Cowboy Jack. You know.
By the way, Kevin was saying like, "Oh, Schwarber, all he does is strike out." Then I said, "I go, all he does is hit home runs," and he hit a home run right here.
Right.
Nice. Mike Trout did nothing.
Experience.
Did nothing. But if you get a chance. If you want a great baseball experience, you should definitely go check it out. And they'll be back again in 2027. Who knows where it's going to be, but it's so much fun. Yeah, Trout had a great game yesterday. I know Captain America came through finally. It only took him 3 games, you know.
Yeah.
And I think are they playing Columbia tonight or is it tomorrow? I might be going on right now. I think it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I think
that's a very good question. I'm actually not sure.
And all these. Every game's important now. I don't even know the scores of the games earlier today, but because on Monday, Great Britain upset Colombia, it's totally wide open right now. It's kind of crazy how this worked out. Thank you, Ian.
Guys, I on the bottom of my heart, I did want to tell you both. This weekend just made me such a bigger fan of baseball, getting to experience it with you two. I ended my weekend out on the patio with lights going and just having a beer with Kevin. And listening to Team USA versus Team Mexico, and it was such a beautiful weekend. I'll always remember it as one of the best weekends of my life. Guys, thank you so much for giving me the gift of being a baseball fanatic. Thank you. Cheers to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And like when we looked at this schedule, we're just like, oh, we got to do this. This looks fun.
Yeah.
And definitely we're really glad that you got to enjoy it with us and kind of see how we nerd out when it comes to all this stuff. And then
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I can't wait for more of it. So thank you.
Awesome.
It's so much fun just to see too, because like the crazy thing that happened to me was I mentioned to you guys, but I'll tell everyone watching. Someone I used to work with when I was going to college was there because her cousin is pitching on Great Britain. And he's like a 36-year-old guy. He's been on the national team for Great Britain for like almost a decade. He has not played pro ball in like at least 7 or 8 years. He last played in Brisbane, Australia in the pros. How about that? So I got to connect with them, just, hang out with a family and sitting in a Great Britain section where literally like a pitcher comes in, I see these two parents like so freaking out that he's coming in, and that guy ended up actually getting the win for the Great Britain game.
Oh,
yesterday.
no kidding.
How about that? Yeah. So I was like, it's just exciting to see like this moment would happen. Like these guys may never, this is like their big moment. It's, they get to play against some of the best players in the world.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right. And then on the other side of that, the Canada had that 19-year-old pitcher who didn't make it through like the first inning, but faced one of the toughest lineups that he's probably ever faced. But like, he's going to be a great pitcher, but it's like trial by fire. It's like one day we're going to look back at that. It's like this guy was like either amazing or just fell off, but it's like he got that chance.
Yeah, he's either going to make it to the show or Kevin and I will cover him on Hazy History in 10 years.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's cool. We're gonna get games in Australia next year. That's really cool.
That'd be amazing.
That's amazing. But
I mean, if you're gonna send two teams to Australia, dude, come on now. Send the criminals, dude, the Dodgers, the Raiders of baseball. Dude.
Wow.
And the Diamondbacks.
I think there were more Dodger jerseys than USA jerseys.
That's very true.
Oh, we're a Doyer town for reals, man.
That's very true. Well, guys,
I was going to just say, if you're ever out there too, just take a couple days. If you don't have a favorite team, if you're there during the week, it's more optimal. You can just go check out a game a day in different areas throughout Phoenix. It's so beautiful in March in Phoenix. I didn't realize how nice it was going to be out there.
Yeah, but I will give you a heads up. If you're going to go, get your hotels in advance because it is very difficult. We found that out the hard way that it's very difficult to get because it's spring and it's tourist season. Everybody loves to get that. So the rates are higher. So definitely get your hotels in advance or stay with Cowboy Jack.
There you go.
I did that.
Yeah, use the
Cowboy Jack. Just do the spot. Can I tip my hat to you? Oh,
wait. What is Kevin? What's going on?
What?
Tip your hat again.
It's crazy. It's crazy hair day at work. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Kevin, are you a big fan of Debrat?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. Welcome to episode 150 where Kevin Lyon cosplays as Debrat.
That's actually a dated reference. I can't believe it. That's awesome. I love it.
Hey, for the Bruniverse, dude, hashtag do the research.
I'm glad you do the research too.
Yeah, you blew everybody's mind on that one.
I know. I didn't have time to watch this out. I'm like, you know what? I'll know it at some point. You can't probably see what they did. I'm like, you know what's crazy hair day?
Brother,
I literally got back. I got back at 11:30 our time last night for driving from Phoenix. I'm like, oh gosh, this is gonna be a long day. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy hair day. Sure, shoot some green spray, put my hair up. I don't care. So we get through it. Because I knew it'd be worth it to come home and do this show.
Yes.
Brother, they always say you can't improve on perfection, but I think you just did it. Make that your everyday fit, baby.